Fuse and Ash move like they're cleaning a hostage map. Ash takes point. Fuse grabs gear. Kiriko Moira goes towards a side street. Kiriko scanning rooftops, but Moira pockets syringes and chemical vials. Ada Wong and Rebecca Chambers don't sprint. Ada slides into cover and pulls up Rebecca with her. Prioritizes medikit and suppressed pistol. Obi-Wan calmly collects a baton and a few UV flares, while BB-9E rolls through debris, scooping electronics and small drone battery packs. Blight and Frank rush directly to Chaos. Frank grabs a cleaver. Blight grabs chemical injectors, eyes shining like he's already drugged. Byakko snatches a grenade and a short shotgun. C-3PO walks after him, panicking. Oh dear, this is highly irregular. Han Solo gets a blaster with only a handful of shots. Ridley crouches low, his tail flicking.
So many Star
Kulag,
Wars characters, I just realized.
yeah, Kulag and Karlak claim the heaviest melee weapons. Karlak shoulders a sledgehammer. Kalak claws scrape the pavement, heat shimmering. Rey and Ios grab supplies immediately, retreat, support instincts screaming, "Don't be here!" The Knight and Falcor climb straight up a collapsed bus to reach a low rooftop. Falcor's wings beat hard, limited, and precious. Shenron and Kenobi. You also added Kenobi?
I did? No, I didn't. Kobeni. I added Kobeni.
Did I just fat finger reading that? I did. I
Probably.
literally just. I dyslexia.
Can you actually replace Obi-Wan?
With what?
The commando droid. Because I never really played Obi-Wan.
We're gonna have so many droids.
So be it.
Sure, I would do that. First, actually, I want to check something.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool image. Okay. Try this image.
Oh shit.
Why is Dracula there? Did you have Dracula?
No.
Why is he here?
Where?
He's
Oh
in the
yeah.
right.
Oh, that's probably supposed to be
Someone
added
else.
someone else from Castlevania. Yeah.
I have no idea who could. Oh, the BB-9E. I think it confuses that. So
The little
it's just
thing.
a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
next to Knight.
Some of these are
What's
bad.
what's the three-legged thing right next to it?
The knight from Hollow Knight.
No, right
Oh,
next to
oh,
the.
that's probably supposed to be Falcor, which is not at all.
The plaza turns into a snapping of traps and of sightlines. Asher spots the biggest silhouette first. Dragon, that's the problem. Fuse doesn't hesitate. He launches a cluster charge into the storefront that Sharon is passing. The blast doesn't one-shot a dragon, but it shreds glass and rebar into Sharon's side. Sharon bellows and crashes through the bus stop, stunned, more than destroyed. Oh yeah, I forgot last time he was here, he just fucked off.
Yeah. Batman
What?
won. He was just like, all right, that's enough for me.
After fucking Walter White dies, just yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Floats off. Where's the fucking image?
Gone.
Okay, there we are. Company shrieks in panic and fires her pistol. She barely understands and goes wild. The noise brings the infected. A wave pouring from the side of the street. Shenron tries to shield Kabeni with his bulk, but the infected swarm Kabeni first. Small, fast, screaming. Shenron snaps at them, claws raking, but every second spent swatting is a second Kobeni is getting dragged. Kobeni kicks free once, then gets yanked again, her ankle twisting hard against the curb. She screams, tries to stand, but can't. A second cluster charge detonates nearby, collapsing part of the balcony above. The rubber lands between Shenron and Kobeni. Kobeni scream gets cut off as the pile of bodies infected. Oh yeah, she gets just mauls to death.
I see.
She gets eaten.
Yeah.
The first night drops like a curtain. UV safe zones flicker in. Oh, I completely forgot about the volatiles.
Oh yeah.
Volatiles prowls on the rooftops. Their shrieks echo like alarms. Ray and Io hold a small rooftop with a single entry point. Ray places a ward. Io watches the skylines, whispering warnings. The knight and Falcor perch on the water tower. Falcor's body coils protectively. The knight doesn't sleep. He waits. Blight and Frank. He was calling me.
All right.
Okay. But hello,
Hello.
hello. Letting Frank to understand quiet. Frank laughs, kicking a bottle down the alley. Bright rushes at the shadows bouncing off the walls in short bursts of brutal. It draws the volatiles. They escape by brute momentum, but Frank gets scratched deep across the ribs. Ada and Rebecca take shelter in a pharmacy. Rebecca insists on cleaning wounds and rationing medicine, but Ada insists on escaping routes and silence. In the darkness, outside a voice smooth, educated drifts in. Doctor, you have supplies. You have value. Judge Holden stands in the street, all rocks behind him like a living shadow. Who's Judge Holden?
He's from Blood Meridian.
Don't know. Oh. Ada aims her pistols to the broken window. Rebecca freezes. Holden smiles without warmth. Not tonight, Ada says. Holden tilts his head, entertained, then walks away. Ola rocks, falls behind. The game settles into patterns. Rooftops are safer, streets quicker. Everything is a trade. Fuse and Ash head towards a radio tower. They get height and control on the way. They find BB-9E's wheel tracks, fresh and precise. BB-9E and Commando Droid already moved into construction site and rigged it with tripwires, noise baits, and single kill corridors. BB-9E beeps softly, scanning. The Commando Droid head turns. Targets are approaching. Han Solo and Ridley. Han Solo keeps Ridley from going full monster by talking constantly. He's negotiating with a hurricane. Listen, big guy, if you eat everyone early, you become everyone's problem. Ridley hisses, annoyed, but listens. Krelag and Karlak try to occupy a warm enclosed bus depot. Karlak's infernal engine and heat makes the place uncomfortable, too comfortable. In fact, they begin funneling towards them like moths. They're also in the middle of the desert, basically.
Yeah.
Night 2. Near the rooftop UV safe zones, Moira and Kiriko attempt to cross an open street. Too late, too exposed. A volatile shriek hits like a gunshot. They sprint into a bus rooftop. Kiriko throws a protection charm. Moira drains a biter just to stay upright. From above, Falcor glides silently across the moonlight. The night drops next, tiny and deadly, landing between them and a ladder. Kiriko freezes. Don't! The knight doesn't speak. Mira smirks. How adorable. Moira lunges. Kiriko tries to pull her back. The knight's nail flashes once, twice. Fast as thought. Moira staggers, genuinely looking surprised. The wound is small, but placed perfectly. She tries to heal drain, but nothing catches in time. Kiriko catches her as she falls. Moira's lips part, found a breath like of irritation.
Yeah.
That's a better image. I sent you the second image.
Let me see. Oh yeah, that is better.
Wait.
Wait a minute.
The firebombing.
Yay.
Power, firebombing from the GRE or UV light shutdown.
Firebomb. Lights.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
Appears my legs don't work.
Get Ian.
Well, Ray and I feel the change immediately. The wards are weaker, she whispers out of spirit box. Luna circles anxiously. Without UV light, the rooftop is no longer safe, only quiet. Ash tests the light switch in an abandoned office. Nothing great, she murmurs. We're blind. Fuse adjusts his pack, then we make noise on purpose, force others to react. They begin making noise traps. Kiriko moves fast across rooftops, teleport charm ready. Without Moira, every mistake is fatal. BB-90's sensors glow faint red. Power loss increased stealth probability. The commander droid states flatly, they thrive here. Thermal vision, internal power, no fear of the dark.
Huge.
Frank got infected from the scratch earlier. Fever sets in. Blight doesn't slow down. Run, Blight hisses, slamming to walls, eject himself, and then slamming to more walls. Frank can barely keep up.
Okay.
Rebecca checks a flashlight dead. Ada pockets it anyways. We move only when necessary, Ada says. Darkness favors patience. They barricade the clinic room and wait. The night does not fear the dark. Falcor coils along the rooftops, pale scales barely visible against moonlight. Shenron slithers through a wide boulevard, scraping cars aside. Without lights, every movement announces him. Affected follow the sound. He roars, frustration echoing. Olrock smiles faintly as the sun sets. No light, he murmurs. How generous. Hanselo checks his blaster charge. Buddy, tonight we don't go loud. Ridley snorts irritated, but crouches low, wings tight. Karlak's infernal engine glows faintly. Too faint. Quag senses danger. C-3PO is not handling this. Oh my. There's no elimination whatsoever. Statistically speaking, Byakugo growls, shut up. The first fully black night descends. Volatiles scream across the rooftops. Blight leaves Frank behind. Frank stumbles into the alleyway, coughing violently. Wait! Blight looks back once, then injects himself and vanishes into the darkness, screaming.
Okay.
Frank collapses near a dumpster, flashlight flickering uselessly. Something skitters nearby. Frank screams in response and dies. The arena tines towards Old Tower. The slums interchange. Everyone is forced closer. The power still out. Byakuya blasts open a barricade to clear a path. The explosion lights the block for half a second. C-3PO screams. Every infected within 3 streets run towards them. Pico grabs C-3PO and sprints, but something else heard them. Ridley drops from a rooftop, tail lashing. Byakugo spins, fires an explosion. Ridley takes it and slams Byakugo into a wall, claws tearing. Byakugo fights like hell, blank, blast point blank, but Ridley jaws closed. C-3PO watches frozen horror. Byakugo stops moving. Ridley turns towards the droid, mouthful of blood,
Shit.
and metallic screams echoes. Han fires at Ridley, driving him off, but the damage is done. He stares at the wreckage. God damn it! In a clinic, Rebecca drops a metal tray. The clang echoes. Ada freezes. For the ceiling, Count Olrox drops silently. Ada fires and misses. Olrox moves too fast. Rebecca barely screams. Ada dives to the window as blood splashes the wall. Olrox feeds briefly, then vanishes. There's 3. What the heck?
What? Say, okay.
Zone. There we are. Rainayo's magic glows faintly, not enough to scare the infected, but enough to mark them as targets. Io whispers urgently, others can feel us. Miracle exhales, then we don't fight, we endure. They begin moving only at dawn. Ash counts her remaining rounds. Not enough. Fuse nods grimly. We'll make the others fight for us. Kiriko moves through the old town like a ghost, teleporting only when cornered. She watches from a balcony as two silhouettes stalk the streets. The Blight. What's the other silhouette? Thermovision cuts through the darkness. BB-9E beeps softly, projecting a map. The commando droid tilts its head. Multiple heat signatures converging. Probability conflict high. They choose elevation. Ada Wong moves alone now. Rebecca's blood's still on her gloves. She doesn't want to wipe it off. Every step is calculated, every sound. Her hit list is short. It's Olorox. Falcor coils along the cathedral roof, pale scales briefly visible against the clouds. The knight stares down at the streets, blade ready. They don't chase, they wait. Shenron coils around the plaza fountain, exhausted. The Black House costs him food, rest, and Kobeni. Holden walks openly to the old town streets, unarmed, unafraid. Olorox hunts ahead, thinning the infected quietly. Han Solo reloads carefully. You don't listen, people die. Really hisses, they die anyway. Hisses that they die anyways. Han doesn't answer. Quillag and Karlak. Karlak's inferno engine sputters. Too much running, not enough res. Karlak supports her through the alleyways. We must slow down. Karlak laughs weakly. A trap triggers. Footsteps pound in the hotel stairwell. Fuse hears it first. Now, the breaching charge detonates. Not lethal, but deafening. Infected flood the stairwell from below and above. Silhouettes caught between them. BB-9E and Commando Droid. Commando Droid reacts instantly. Blades out. BB-9E rolling backwards, but the infected don't stop. The droid is swarmed, tearing through bodies until the numbers overwhelm it. BB-9E tries to retreat down the fire exit. A volatile leaves from the dark and crushes the small droid against the railing. They both die.
Yeah.
Kiriko and the Blight. In the narrow market alley, Kiriko finally meets the Blight. He rushes, she teleports behind him, throws a kunai. The Blight staggers last, injects himself again, and comes back. Kiriko tries to escape, trips on debris. The Blight just barges into her. She stabs him in the neck. He doesn't care. He beats her to death with his cane and injects himself and runs off for the infected can rush in.
As he should.
But didn't he have one where he just like barreled through like 4 people, killing them? Oh no, that was the Dead by Daylight one.
Oh,
He just
yeah.
runs in, just runs off,
That's what he's best at.
barreling into people.
Yep.
Ada tracks Olorox to the residential block. She lures him into a stairwell, then triggers a UV flare she's been saving. Olorox screams as the light burns his skin. Ada fires 3 times. One hits his heart. Olorox collapses, smoking. Shenron, weakened and cornered, tries to cross a wide boulevard. The noise draws in everything. Infected swarm from all sides. Shenron fights, but he's exhausted. From above, Ridley descends. Han shouts from above rooftop, "No! Leave him alone!" Ridley ignores him. The battle is brutal. Claws, teeth, fire breath. But Shenron is slower now. Ridley tears into his neck. Shenron crashes into the street, shaking the block. Silence follows. Ridley roars in victory. Ray's magic is fading. Continuous movements and stress are taking their toll. Isle stays closed, spirit flickering faintly. We can't keep avoiding eye whispers. The city is closing in. Ray nods gloomily. Then we choose who we face. Apparently, Ash has guilt about killing BB-9E and Commander Droid. Ada moves like Shadow with purpose. Old Mox is dead. Rebecca's avenged. One name remains etched in her mind, Judge Holden. Holden walks the street openly, boots echoing, no weapon, no fear. He hums softly to himself as the infected slink away from him, unsettled. We don't want that guy.
Scary, man.
I'm gonna look this guy up real quick.
You should. I haven't finished
it's
the book
that
yet, so
guy.
I don't know a lot about him. I just know that he's terrifying.
He's like the devil incarnate, basically, as a cowboy.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about I don't know. I don't think this is spoilers, but it's just like he's like a terrible person.
Yeah.
Or a terrifying person is probably a better example, but not actually that bad, or something weird like that. But I'm not quite sure. Falcor coils along this. Falcor coils along the spirals of an old town church, wings tucked. The night watches from below. He sees endings. Han stops at a rooftop edge, says that Dragon didn't have to die. Ridley snarls he was weak. Han turns slowly, so is Kaveni, so is C-3PO. Ridley bares his teeth. Their partnership is cracking. Karlak stumbles. Karlak catches her before she falls. You're overheating. Karlak warns your engine. Karlak laughs breathlessly. Yeah, it happens when you run through hell nonstop.
Yeah.
The Blighted injects himself again. His movements are faster, but sloppier. The walls crack underneath his impact. His breathing is ragged. He's becoming unstable. In response, he injects himself again.
Of course.
The old town causeway is becoming a choke point. Collapsed cars, hanging cables, deep water below. Ada finally confronts Judge Holden on a bridge. She steps from cover, pistol ready. It's over, she says. You're not walking away. Holden smiles gently. Everyone believes that at some point. Ada fires at him. He sidesteps it. The shot grazes his shoulder. Ada fires again. He lunges forward, slamming into her, knocking the gun aside. They grapple violently. Ada knees him hard, breaking free, drawing her blade. Holden doesn't fight back. He simply pushes her towards the edge. Ada stabs in the chest. He doesn't even care. Then a volatile shriek near. Oh, this is night, by the way. Sorry, I should specify.
I see.
Then a volatile shrieks nearby. Holden smiles wider. Time chooses. He grips Ada's wrist and pulls them both forward. Ada breaks free at the last second. Holden's not. He falls backwards off the causeway into the dark water below. The volatile scream fades.
Damn.
Karlak cannot go on. Karlak collapses. She just succumbs to her engine.
I see.
Probably she'll win. Quelaag can answer Caleb. Before Quelaag can answer, Karlak overheats and dies. Ash and Fuse cross over rooftop walkways. Ash stops. Did you hear? The blight slams the Fuse from the side and annihilates him. Ash screams his name and fires wildly. The blight laughs, injects himself, and slams into her, killing her.
God damn. Going on a rampage.
He just fucking. Yeah, so the blight slams. They're on a rooftop, and the blight injects himself, slams the fuse, flinging him off the roof, and then slams himself into Ash, killing her.
Yeah, it's nuts. Just immediately kills people and then just runs off.
The blight. Blade doesn't get very far with that last injection. His body finally rebels. Too many injections, too much damage. He stumbles into the alleyway just for a moment where the knight is waiting. No words. He slashes him. Blade collapses.
Okay.
I wanted him to annihilate the knight by just running into him.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Actually, I end this right now. I'll say it real quick. On a rooftop overlooking the causeway, Han confronts Ridley. This ends now. Ridley snarls and lunges. They fight viciously, blasts fire, claws, wings battering at concrete. Han lands a clean shot at Ridley's wings joints, grounding him. Ridley roars and impales Han with his tail. Han grasps stunned. Ridley leans close. Weak, he hisses. Han fires a one last pistol shot point blank into Ridley's heart, killing him. They
Shit.
both die.
Okay. Poetic.
Didn't it, what was it? There's someone, I think it was the nurse.
Mhm.
The nurse from Dead by Daylight gets, like, kills the hillbilly's partner and then blinks down the fucking hill, and then she turns around just to see the hillbilly hauling ass out of
Oh
a
yeah.
chainsaw and annihilate her, or
Yeah.
something like that.
I do remember that. I think.
Okay. The final convergence zone, the museum district. Oh, that's the end of the game.
Oh yeah.
Do you not remember that?
I think I do.
They parkour into the museum to save that one girl.
Let me look it up.
The collapse shoots open courtyards, interior holes, and a central rooftop plaza surrounded by Haran's ruined museum. Verticality returns, but escape does not. Right hand shakes slightly as she reinforces Io's fading spirit. Still save lives, Rich says, voice strained. Ada reloads her last magazine. The Knight and Falcor coil atop a museum broken dome, wings folded like a living statue. The Knight walks on the floor below, blade steady. Quelaag bursts through the courtyard in a spray of molten stone. Ray raises their barrier instantly. Io lunges forward, spirit claws slashing. The fight is brutal but brief. Quelaag's heat overwhelms Ray's defenses. Every ward cracks faster than can be renewed. Io leaps to Ray's shield. Quelaag blade pierces straight through the fox spirit. Io shatters into light. Ray screams and tries to retreat, but Quelaag follows up straight, catches her square in the chest, and she falls.
Damn.
Ada moves through the darkened exhibit hall, silent. She hears footsteps, not inflected, measured, light. She stops, gun raised, across the hall. Knight steps into moonlight, spilling to the broken skylight. They regard each other, no words, they clash. Ada fires. The Knight dodges, blade scraping marble. She rolls, kicks a display case onto him, creating distance. The Knight closes it instantly. Steel flashes. Ada parries once, twice. The third strike slices her arm, the pistol chattering away. She draws her knife. Falcor's shadow presses overhead. Ada looks up just in time to see the dragon serpent dive. She dives sideways. Falcor smashed into the floor where she stood. The Knight lunges. Ada throws a flash grenade at her feet. The light explosions. When the dust clears, the Knight is on one knee, stunned. Ada doesn't hesitate. One clean shot to the head.
Good shit.
Falcor roars and dives again from above. She fires twice more, hitting the wing and its neck. Falcor crashes through the skylight, tumbling to the courtyard below, and dies.
Damn.
And dies from the impact.
Yeah.
The sun rises over Haran. UV lamps buzz weakly around the museum. Ada steps out, weapon raised, across the plaza. Quelaag. Who's Quelaag?
Dark Souls. She's
Oh.
like a lava spider lady.
Oh, that asshole.
Yeah.
She's just a pain in the ass to kill.
She's not that bad.
Ada fires short bursts that sizzle against hot molten armor. She grapples to higher ground, firing down. Quelaag leaps, spider legs smashing the ledge. Ada is thrown hard against stone. She rolls, barely avoiding lava strike that melts concrete where she once stood. Ada plants her last explosive and waits. Quelaag lunges. Ada dives. The charge detonates on Quelaag's body. The blast tears through the molten limbs, shattering her balance. Quelaag collapses, screeching. Ada staggers forward, bleeding and exhausted. She raises her gun. Quelaag tries to rise. Ada fires once, twice. Quelaag's dead.
Alright.
Ada wins.